Welcome to Bloodbath and Beyond. Today I review Volumes of Blood. Some libraries make a killing. Volumes of Blood is an indie anthology horror movie that has 5 directors making various shorts and putting them all together. These films are directed by Jakob Bilinski, Nathan Thomas Milliner, John Kenneth Muir, PJ Starks, and Lee Vervoort. The producer, PJ Starks, kind of gathered a bunch of different indie filmmakers and people interested in making indie film, and he partnered with a library. PJ Starks has been doing an Unscripted Film School, where he gets a lot of filmmakers from the community or people that are just interested in film, and he has them come on set and be part of the production. And it's great that they were able to hook up with another startup company, Horror Pack, to get the Blu-ray in everybody's hands. And we also have Legless Corpse Films involved, Chad Armstrong's company, kind of doing the authoring and getting this out there. I find it difficult to review anthologies because there's so many moving parts, there's so many different people involved, and that's why I'm kind of handling this one solo. I unfortunately can't talk about any of the actors or anything. I'm not going to point that out, but I will talk about the stories that were involved in this film because they were all unique. This movie kicks off with a hilarious intro with the Rodster. I thought this character was great. He had some of the wackiest dialogue I've heard in any movie ever.
Probably some Noid, some mall maggot that got lost.
This ends up being a film that a student in a sociology class is watching as his professor is giving a lecture on urban legends. Everybody kind of gets it in their heads that they want to create an urban legend, so they go upstairs, they sit at a table, and one by one, each of these characters rattle off an idea for what they think would be a great urban legend. The first short is a little bit wackier. It's about killer energy drink. I mean, it's a really weird concept to begin with, but it kind of plays out cool. We have some practical effects. We have some decent gore. Unfortunately, this entry was probably the weakest of the lot. Moving on to the second story, we had a black and white silent film, which was a ghost story. I thought this was really interesting. I'm not too big into ghost stories and paranormal stuff, but the ghost was very creepy looking. It was very tense, and it was nice because it switched it up. Because everything's taking place in a library, it's important to have different stylistic choices from short to short so they don't get blended all together. And it was great to see the black and white filter on the ghost story. And honestly, I was kind of looking through my hands when he's looking through the books and you're seeing faces and you're seeing this ghost kind of in the distance, defocused. I think a lot of paranormal fans will like this one. The third short was probably my favorite because it was a cat and mouse game, but I really liked the style involved. They used a lot of light leaks, they had a lot of lens flares, they used the blues and the bright pinks, and we just had our female protagonist running away from this creature, and this one has a big twist, and it was great. Unfortunately, I don't know the corresponding directors for each short, so maybe next time if you're gonna do another Volumes of Blood, maybe throw up a little title card in between that says the director. Moving on to the fourth short in this series is kind of like a satanic devil kind of story, and this was one of the best shot films on the disc. We had some really nice dolly shots, some tracking movements, and we had a different part of the library. We did see kind of the front area of the library as well as the stairs, kind of to switch it up. Well, this short looked nice, and I really liked the story, and I thought the acting was probably the best on the whole disc. I didn't think that the dialogue between 2 of the characters should have lasted as long as it did. Considering it's a short, I think they could have tightened it up and kind of delivered the message a little bit clearer, but all in all, it was still really solid. And the fifth and final short is actually the wrapper itself because it kind of transitions into something else right at the end. We got a lot of practical kills that were great. Lots of blood, lots of unique kills, and I think a lot of you guys are gonna enjoy it. So make sure you stay through the credits because they do have more and more kills as the credits roll. All in all, this was a very solid indie effort. Technically, for the most part, I think this was shot extremely well. We had some really unique camera movements, and even watching behind the scenes, we see a Blackmagic pocket cinema camera on a skateboard doing a dolly. Some of the handheld shots and the slider moves could have been stabilized a little bit, but for what they did, I think this was a great production, very high quality. So I'm gonna give this 4 bottle dicks out of 5.
Look at my bottle dick.
Shut up!
As always, thank you for watching. Like this video and comment below with your thoughts on the film if you've seen it. If you haven't, I highly recommend it, so check it out. Check out the links in the description. I'll also link to a couple other sources where you can find out more about the people involved. Oh, also subscribe to the channel to stay updated with everything Bloodbath and beyond.